Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Chris Littler. Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be going over my predictions for UFC 325, UFC Australia, 13 fights. It's late, it's 5:36, so if I'm a little, slurry and tired, forgive me, but let's get right into it. Also, just to get this out of the way, I won't be able to pronounce these names correctly. I will try my best, but I will not be able to, and there is not a lot of tape on all of these fighters, or I didn't do enough tape on these guys. So I'm going to give a general breakdown and my predictions. So starting off with Solang Gralbo. This is a UFC fighter's brother versus Lawrence Louis. Great fighters. I'm definitely leaning Solang Grangbo here. He just seems to be all around a better fighter. Hold on, let me pull up my breakdown, because I did do breakdown for every fighter here. So I feel like I should. He's a very dynamic kickboxer. He has great kicks, great timings. He's very fast. Powerful leg kicks. He has some submissions in his playbook. Just again, whipping kicks. Really good kicker. He has good takedown defense, and he has a good clinch game. But sometimes he headhunts, which is a negative. He doesn't really go to the body. He only aims for the head. His hands are constantly down. He is mainly a kicker. He doesn't really throw his hands too often, and he always throws single kicks and not combinations, which could get him in trouble eventually. Lawrence Liu here, very crisp, good pocket fighter, much better in the pocket than Grangbo here. Very powerful, very fast, high volume, good clinch elbows, very fast reaction time, good head movement, good takedowns, good scrambles, good cardio. But the one thing I think will be a deciding factor in this fight is Grangbo's pressure will be too much for Lawrence, because Lawrence really doesn't react well to pressure. It doesn't look like he likes being punched. Well, obviously no one likes being punched, but it doesn't look like he can hide the fact that he doesn't like being punched. He shows visibly that he gets flustered when he gets pressured, and he gets hit a lot. Also, his body is super available for kicks, and I think this is going to be a one-way domination from Grangbo. I do think Lawrence will be able to survive, and I think Grangbo by decision. Moving on. Sebastian Cizole versus Kaishira Nakamura. I'm going with the Aussie here. I'm going with Sebastian over Nakamura. Nakamura, though I'm picking against him, he's very good. He's a very accurate boxer. He has good finishing instincts, great timing, closes range well, constant movement. He's circling around the opponents very fast boxing, great combos, slick-ass boxing, finds his shots, and he always does mix in some leg kicks, which is always a good thing. But his flaws: he has bad wrestling defense, terrible takedown defense, very open to be hit on the feet, weird stance, his kicks are very telegraphed, which I don't like, terrible get-up game, and also terrible competition, as per usual with these Asian Korean fighters. The competition was very high level, and he also headhunts. He doesn't mix to the body. He just straight up goes for the head. Moving on to the benefits of Sebastian. Very good blitz fighter. He blitzes in really well. Great karate. He's very good at range control. He manages his range very well. He keeps his opponent at distance really well. Great get-up game. Very fast leg kicks. He has 5-round cardio. He's been to war. He's gone the distance a lot. He removes hooks well when opponents get his back. He removes his hooks well. He has pretty good head movement, very good footwork. He constantly moves, doesn't expel a lot of energy in his combinations. Decent pocket fighting, but not the best. He doesn't really knock people out. He doesn't have power in his hands. And he doesn't really have great defensive wrestling, but that's not going to be a problem against Nakamura. And he does settle for holding opponents instead of damaging them inside the clinch. But regardless, he does get those minutes. And I think Sebastian wins this by decision. I think Sebastian's range management will be too much for Nakamura, and I think he will be able to pick him apart and just box his head off for 15 minutes. So I do think this is another fight that goes to decision. Sebastian by decision. Dom Marfan versus Sang. What's his name? His name's different from what is here. Sang Woo Kim. Very equal fight here. Dom Marfang has 8-2. Both of his losses have come from Quillen Salkeld. But in the first fight they did, or in this fight, the second fight, he was dominating Quillen for the first half of the first round, and then he got reversed, and Quillen just built momentum and submitted him in the second. But Dom, very high-level wrestler, very fast, very powerful on the feet, but he has really good takedowns. He gets his trips. Very aggressive to start the fight. Good cardio. Finds mount. Violent ground and pound. Very active, high volume. Fast whipping leg kicks. And he does have a pretty good submission game. But terrible striking defense, gets hit a lot. He often gets caught when his hands are down. Sub defense is lacking and bad takedown defense. While Sang here, really well-rounded fighter, very good on the feet, not very good, good on the feet, very good wrestler. He has a really good backpack, good submission game. He uses his wrestling, or he uses his striking to get into his wrestling really well. Really good kicks. Very technical striker in comparison to Dom, but I do lean Dom. I think the aggressiveness of Dom and the aggressive takedowns will be too much for Sang, and I do think that their losses speak more. Oh wow, I didn't even realize he lost to Rong Zhu. I think being able to manhandle Quillen is impressive, and I do think Dom will win that fight by either submission or KO. Kong Offley versus Ying Hang. Hold on. Ying Xingya, explosive striking, really good submission game, good jiu-jitsu, good recovery, powerful, good kicks, dynamic, very experienced, in comparison, very experienced, 26-5. Good cardio that we've seen. He's gone the distance multiple times. Good cardio. He has really good takedowns, and he's very well-rounded in my opinion. His striking is much improved than what it was when he first joined the UFC. But he struggles to hold people down. Pretty obvious takedown attempts, and he is hittable on the feet. And he does stick his head in a guillotine every time he gets a chance. While Khan over here, pretty well-rounded. I mean, he's good at striking, he's good at wrestling, but he's not fantastic at either. He has a good body kick, good jab. He's very strong, very dense. Good clinch game. He smothers people against defense, but what I think will cause him to lose against Ying Zhang is the fact that he isn't very active. By that I mean he will kind of hesitate, he will be very low volume, and his takedown defense isn't the best. He also doesn't have a great chin, which is going to be bad against Ying Zhang's power. And he does settle for being held down or being pushed up against the fence. And I think this is an easy Ying Zhang decision win. Moving on to Jonathan Mitchcliffe versus Obon Elliott. Now, this is actually going to be a sneaky fight of the night contender. Obon Elliott, very good fighter. Very well-rounded, probably the most well-rounded fighter that Jonathan has ever gone against. He has a great jab, great variety of strikes. He has good kicks and he has good punches. And he has really good wrestling. He gets to fight to the ground. He has very good ground and pound. He has a submission threat. And he does not really gas out. He does have pretty good cardio. And on the feet, he has a really strong clinch, very good clinch strikes. Pretty good head movement, pretty good footwork. But he does fall for the trick that Jonathan does all the time, which is Jonathan has whipping body kicks, and he uses that to set up his head kick. And that always works on Obon. Obon has been caught by numerous opponents by feinting to the body and then getting kicked in the head. He has never been knocked out by it, but he has been caught by it, and I do believe if Jonathan lands it, he will hurt Obon really badly. Jonathan is a surgeon contender. I really do think he can go far in this division. He has whipping body kicks, violent body kicks, very good kicker, like fast kicks on all three levels, legs and head too. He has decent hands. I'd say Obon definitely has better boxing. And I would give the jiu-jitsu and submission game to Jonathan. And he does have good cardio, and he does have wrestling on his side too. And I don't think Obon can get close enough to Jonathan to minimize his kicking game, because Jonathan will just kick from any range. It could be in pocket range, and he'll just land a body kick. But, again, Jonathan is very inexperienced, hasn't beaten anyone good, and he doesn't really have a good get-up game once he gets taken down. But those are not enough of a negative to give me the inkling that Obon could win this fight. It is a very close fight, but I am leaning Jonathan. I think the body kicks will be a significant feature in this fight, and I do believe Jonathan will be able to take down Obon and hold him there long enough to get the rounds. And I'm leaning a Jonathan decision. These two fights I don't want to go over too intensely, so I'm just gonna give it probably a minute each. Jacob Malkoun, Torres Finney. Torres Finney has pretty good wrestling. Torres Finney, really good wrestling, terrible striker, doesn't throw any ground and pound. He'll just accept smothering than doing any damage. And I do not think he's UFC level at all. And Jacob Malkoun, I've never seen this dude fight, but when I watch his tape, he seems like a good striker. He doesn't seem like a can, which is shocking. He doesn't seem like a can. He's pretty good on the feet. He has really good wrestling, really good chain wrestling, great cardio for a middleweight. Is this a middleweight fight, right? I believe so. Yeah, really good cardio for a middleweight fight. Has power on his feet. He doesn't have the best chin, but I don't think that's a, negative against Finney. I don't think Finney's going to lay him out. And I do believe if this fight is on the feet, Malkoun wins. And I do believe Malkoun can out-wrestle Finney. Even though Finney's very strong, he has center of gravity, he's huge. I just don't think Finney's going to be able to get Malkoun down. And I don't think Malkoun will gas out. So I think Malkoun wins this by decision. Or by KO. On the ground and pound TKO. Moving on to Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. I'm not going to even have to click on it. Cam Rouston's going to knock out Cody Brundage. Actually, I believe a club and sub. I think he's going to hurt Brundage. Brundage's going to fall to the ground. And then Cam Rouston will submit him. Moving on to Billy Alicana versus Junior Tafa. Billy Alicana was, in my opinion, I really did think he was going to be a can. I didn't think he was going to be anything. But his last couple fights, his fight against Kevin Christian, his fight against one of the worst fights of all time, Ibal Aslan, he has shown me he does have really good wrestling. He has good submissions. Hold on. I'm going to his. Yeah, good wrestling, very good takedowns for a light heavyweight. He's able to hold down opponents. He can fight in both stances. He has very accurate boxing. He doesn't throw a lot, but he is accurate when he does. He has a very active submission game. Good pocket fighting, good distance managing, really clean uppercuts when the opponent comes in. He digs in hooks really quickly on it. He grabs it back really quickly. And he has a good kicking game, not too bad. He doesn't overthrow. He's active on the ground again. He lands ground and pound. He looks for submissions constantly. Really good fast hands, teep kicks, and everything. And Tafa's a fat, light heavyweight. He's Samoan. He's a good kickboxer. He gasses out really quickly. He has 0 wrestling defense. He has 0 wrestling overall. Terrible submission defense. And I believe Billy Alicana will stand on the feet for the majority of the first round. Probably get pieced up a little bit by Tafa, land some of his own shots, and then Billy Alicana will take down Tafa and submit him in the round 2. Whew, my mouth is so dry. Again, this is another fight where I don't want to click on it because I don't have too much to say about it. Quillan Selkeld will knock out Jamie Maliki in the first round. Jamie Maliki's very chinny. He's stepping in on short notice, while Quillan Selkeld is a phenomenal striker. Great overall talent, and he's on a run. And I do believe he'll be ranked by the end of this year. And Jamie Maliki will be probably cut, so I believe Quillan Selkeld round 1 knockout. Okay, now, wow. Tai Tuivasa after, 3 years? Oh, only a year and a half. Tai Tuivasa makes his return after battling a severe case of obesity. And I think he's going to get knocked out in the first round. He does have a puncher's chance. Talison Teixeira has terrible striking defense. His hands are always down. His chin is very high up. He could get hit by Tai Tuivasa. And Tai Tuivasa still hits like a truck because of how fat he is. I think if he lands clean on Talison, it will be a similar fight to Derek Lewis. He'll just go out. But I think Talison Teixeira will walk down Tai Tuivasa early in the first round. He's very tall, has a massive reach, and he has a lot of power in his hands. And he does throw leg kicks, which I think will take off Tai Tuivasa's base, and I think it will get him distracted. He cuts off the cage well, and he does have good combinations. He is a good striker, and Talison does constantly walk forwards. And I don't think Tai Tuivasa will be able to do anything. I think he'll be very active, very aggressive in the first round, and I do think that's going to hurt him because I think Talison will survive the initial barrage and then win the fight off of that. I think he'll be able to knock out Tai Tuivasa in the first round. Moving on. This is a tough fight. Rafael, obviously, incredible fighter. Roofy, can't wrestle. This is a close fight. I don't really know how to predict this fight. We have the closest thing to Conor McGregor in the UFC in Roofy. And we have one of the best Muay Thai fighters of all time, Rafael Fiziev. Just let me get into the breakdown. Fiziev, incredible leg kicks. He has beautiful body kicks, which I do believe will be a big factor in this fight. Beautiful combinations where he mixes it up on all 3 levels. He'll aim for the head, he'll aim for the body, and he'll mix in a leg kick. Insane hand speed, very fast boxing. He has really great takedown defense. He's very high volume in the early rounds, which causes him to gas in the later rounds. He throws 4 to 5 punches for everyone's 1 punch. He triple doubles up everyone on significant strike. He has insane flexibility and balance. He's really hard to get off of his own base. He's fought against the highest level of competition in the UFC. He fought Gamrot. He fought Justin Gaethje twice, while Rufi has only fought BSD and Gafrajek. He has really good movement. He has really good reaction time, so he's able to duck out of the way of kicks, dodge punches, really fast reaction time. He has a really high fight IQ, so if it's equal on the feet, he'll shoot a takedown to secure the round. And I do believe that will be a big factor, because I don't think Rufi will be able to stuff a takedown from Fiziev. And Fiziev, even though he's known as a beautiful Muay Thai striker, he is a pretty good wrestler. He does have some good offensive takedowns. He usually takes down opponents in the last minute, which obviously is going to secure him the round. He's a beautiful pocket fighter, incredible clinch, very well organized in the chaos. He'll land a bunch of body shots, which a Rufi does not like. And I think the physicality will be towards Fiziev, and I think Rufi won't like it. Rufi's obviously a phenomenal kicker, dynamic, knows his own range, and he has insane reaction speed. Incredible spinning kicks, incredible spicks. He's very confident in his abilities. Very good. He has decent cardio. It's yet to be really tested on how good his cardio is against a opponent such as Rafael. But I do think this is going to be a close range fight. I think Fiziev will close the distance. I believe this will be a pocket fighting fight for majority of it. And I think Rafael will get the upper hand, and I think he'll be able to implement wrestling, and I think he'll be able to hold down Rufi. So I think I'm going to go Fiziev by decision. I gotta go to sleep. It's almost 6 a.m., so I'm going to get through these really quickly. BSD versus Dan Hooker. It's going to be a chaotic war for about a round. Once BSD decides he wants to implement wrestling, I don't think Dan Hooker, even though Dan Hooker does have really good takedown defense, I don't think he'll be able to stuff enough takedowns before BSD is... I don't think he'll be able to stuff the takedowns. I think BSD will get him to the ground, and once that happens, I think BSD will be able to do whatever he wants with him. I think he'll be able to ground and pound finish him or submit him, which is my prediction. I think round 2 submission from BSD. BSD's been on a tear since that loss to Moicano and Dustin Poirier. He's been a different fighter. He's been safer. He's been more fight IQ oriented. He hasn't been getting himself into wars. And I think he could hurt Dan Hooker on the feet, even though Dan Hooker has a really good chin. I think BSD could sting him and then take him down, club and sub, and submit him. So I'm going to go BSD round 2 submission. Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski. This fight's close, just like the first one, but I'm leaning towards Diego Lopez, and I leaned towards Diego Lopez in the first fight. Diego Lopez has been more active, obviously. He fought Gene Silva in the meantime, knocked out Gene Silva. This isn't a fight of, is Volkanovski going to knock out Diego? I don't think Volkanovski can stop Diego. Diego clearly has an iron chin. He took so many punches from Gene Silva. But Alexander Volkanovski is 9 months older, and Lopez is 9 months more improved. I think the reason Diego lost the first fight was because he wasn't confident in his cardio. He was holding back. He was hesitant. And Volkanovski was just a better fighter. He was picking apart Diego. He was able to land at anything at will. And he looked like a monster in the first round with the wrestling. But I think Diego Lopez will be more aggressive. I think he'll throw out the let's be steady and try and wait 5 rounds. I think he'll try and take off Volkanovski's head, and I think he'll find success. I think Volk is open he does give openings, and I think Diego will be able to find that chin, hurt Volkanovski, and probably get the KO in round 2 to 3. I don't see the fight going the same way. I don't see Volkanovski being able to subdue Diego Lopez for 25 minutes. I see a more aggressive version of Diego Lopez, a much more confident Diego Lopez. I don't think wrestling is going to be a big factor in this. I think Volkanovski's going to keep it on the feet, and I don't think Diego Lopez can get Volkanovski down to the ground. He's always kind of struggled with the wrestling aspect. He has phenomenal jiu-jitsu, but he can't get the fight to the ground. Volk's obviously a very technical, phenomenal striker, but he doesn't really have power, and I don't see this being ended on Volkanovski's side. And I think Diego Lopez is too dangerous to have 15 minutes in a cage without getting knocked out. He almost knocked out Volkanovski in the second fight, or in the first fight, so I think he will be able to find Alexander Volkanovski's chin and knock him out cold. Those are my predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.